Welcome everybody to Daytona, the place where dreams happen. We're gonna do a little bit something different here today with this video. Doing some top split racing from Daytona in the 87's. Got a whole host of characters, even an actual NASCAR driver. So this should be a fun race. We've got everything in it, from tight racing to good crashes to some disagreements even. So without further ado, let's get into this race, get things going, and show you all the action. So as I said earlier in my intro, we do have a real NASCAR driver. Carson Hocevar in the 19 car will be one to watch out for here as we get ready to take the green flag. This was a wild top split. Lot of different personalities and various things that happened in this race. So we'll get ready to take the green flag here. Pay close attention on the start. This race goes green and we immediately go to yellow flag here. So pay close attention to the number 6 and you'll see what happens here as we get ready to go. It was a very short-lived start, to say the least. So we're gonna get underway, and the 6 car is just gonna flat out miss his shift, and collects from about 8th on back. I get collected in this already, and I'm thinking to myself, good God, is this how this whole race is gonna go? Now we do get things re-racked. Obviously we're single file at this point. We're gonna go racing here. Hopefully get some green flag racing in and start moving towards the front. And as you can see, some people already starting to jump the outside line, trying to take advantage and get moving forward, especially if this race is going to go, with cautions like it started. At this point, I'm just kind of riding in the back because I've already gotten damage. Unfortunately, I forgot to turn the tires off, and you'll see that coming into play here later in the video, but the front pack is just weaving left to right. It's wild west up here. And this is pretty much how you'll see it throughout the entire race. A lot of back and forth, not really falling in line, as you would expect to move forward through the entire race. And I don't know. Like I said, as you can see, I'm just kind of hanging back, biding my time. I don't know if this is because of the fact that we have Carson in the race with us. At this point, I think Carson got either a black flag or something, mainly because of the way the caution fell. He's not in contention at the moment, but he does come back from that, which was cool to see. So at this point, like I said, I'm just riding, trying to figure things out here. Like I say, a lot of shimmying for position going on. And quite frankly, it's a little early to me to be pushing for the front, as we can probably plan on a couple of cautions here throughout the races, just how the 87's have been, specifically at Daytona and Talladega. Try not to hug that bottom too hard, because you clip that, you're going to shoot up or into the wall here. You see somebody gets loose coming through the turn. Everybody starts to check up, which I'm hard on the brakes here, but the 4 seems to pull it up in front. Unfortunately, 4, if you're watching this, I didn't mean to get into you, man. I tried to hit the brakes as best I could. At this point, I'm way off the gas, on the brakes. I thought the 4 was going to go down low, but he pulls it back up, and I unfortunately clipped the back of him. But as you can see, car's sliding down, and I just keep turning left, trying to avoid it. Luckily, the only thing we get out of here with is a little bit of damage to that left front, and we can get back into the race here. So at this point, we're gonna get restarted. Remember, I forgot to turn off tires on that first caution, so where everybody already took tires here, I'm on old tires. We're at about the halfway point. I decided to wait to take another set, just hoping for a caution towards the end here. And as you can see, the leaders get right back to it. The 13's dicing through the middle, looking to take it 3 wide, chooses not to. There's a lot of 3 wide racing in this race. A lot of passing below the yellow as well, which I thought was a bit odd, but as you can see, they're going 3 wide down into turn number 3 here. So at this point, I'm already starting to feel the effects of having old tires, and rather than collect people up in it, I'm gonna try to just stay out of the way, keep forward as best I can, but try to also stay out of the way at this point, because I know I don't want to be collected in the next wreck either. So if we could save tires, do anything like that, I'm gonna do that. Checking back in with Carson here. He's running, I think we're in 11th, and the 13 car is going to spin coming through and just drifts it back up into the track, collects me in it. Again, some minor damage, nothing major. We'll get that fixed and get back out here. So it looks like Carson's back up to 5th at this point after pit stops. I have still elected not to take that last set of tires. It's a bit early. We're about the halfway point. Now, I was very impressed with Carson's skill in the car. I mean, and you'll see it later in the video as well. Works the wheel very well, even with the car sliding. I was pretty impressed with that. He's going to take advantage on this restart and go to the high side. And we're at least going to make it down into turn 1 without a caution. Again, I'm just kind of riding in the back at this point, biding my time, not trying to get collected in anything major to where it's going to put me on pit road for a long time. But like I said, still on old tires, so it's one of those things of, do you push hard to stay with it, or do you kind of just hang and wait for that caution to happen? And I elected to just kind of hang and see where we could go with this. And as you can see, I'm hanging back here at this point, which is, at Daytona, could be an advantage or a disadvantage. Like I said, it all depends on where the caution's going to drop. And as you can see, they're down below the line. They're floating back up. Carson here going to take it to 2nd place. We got the 2 coming back on Carson here, looking to try to head for the lead. And I was amazed at how much we were going 2 wide in these cars instead of settling in and just logging laps, especially when you're talking 50 laps in a car that eventually gets very, very, very loose. Got the 11 sweeping to the inside, looking to make a pass. Carson's going to bring it down. You can see he's drifting through the tri-oval. The 2 and the 19 are going to make contact, and 2's going to drift up here, which is going to cause the entire field to stack up behind him. I did get collected in this one as well. Again, this one actually no major damage this time. But as you can see, Carson gets loose through the tri-oval. The 2 kind of comes up, they door bang, and then it causes the 2 to kind of get sideways and go down. But watch this, watch his hands as he's through the tri-oval here. You watch him just manipulate the wheel really well. And I don't know if Carson came down due to the 3 kind of drifting, and that's what caused the wreck with the 2. But tempers will flare because of this after the race is over. So at this point, we're going to restart in about 11th. And we're going to get underway here. And they're already fanning out to 4 and 5 wide. So at this point, starting in 11th, I just kind of want to ride and see where things are going to go here. Again, I feel like a lot of guys were driving this hard just due to the fact that there's an actual NASCAR driver in the lobby with us, but at the same time, I don't want to get collected in a big one and have to not be able to finish the race here. But 3 wide down through 3 and 4. At this point, just looking to make up some positions and hopefully, you know, put a top 10 in before the end of the race here. Still too wide all around. I'm kind of looking for a way around. Again, maybe hoping for one more late race caution to get a decent restart and then fight it out for the last few laps. You see Carson holding on to a top 5 at this point. I mean, it looks like he's pushing, but almost effortlessly. Just looking for that way back to the front. The 11 blocks him there. When he gets by him, it looks like on the high side. Just not a lot of inline drafting. Nobody's really working together. The 11 down to the bottom makes it 3 wide coming into 3. Everybody jockeying for position. Some door touching through the tri-oval there. Carson trying to side draft to get that advantage to come up as they come up on a lap car. He's going to pull ahead. Not enough to seal the deal on that low lane. As we come out of 3 or out of 4 here, 15 is going to hit the wall and get into the 7. They're both going to blow over, causing another caution here. And this is going to set us up with about 4 laps to go for the next caution as we get ready to restart. So at this point, I'm thinking we're gonna duke it out for about 4 laps, or the next flag's gonna end it. So I've got to go right away. So they're gonna go ahead and restart right here. Start dropping the hammer, and the caution's back out as I cross the line, ending the race at this point. Unfortunately, we needed the restart, but what's going to happen here is off the restart, this is at the back of the pack. There's going to be a checkup. The 24 is going to hit the 7, the 2 is going to hit the 24, and unfortunately, they're going to stop right here on the track. Ending the race at this point. And now that the race is over, the 2's going to come around. He's looking for vengeance. He wants vengeance at this point. So he's going to check up to take the checkered flag where he's supposed to. And then he's just going to take off around the entire field, and he's looking for the 19. He cuts across in front of all of us and just beelines it for the 19. The 19 says, I'm not going to take any of that. Leaves it in reverse, slams him in the door. like I said, I promised controversy. There's controversy. So this is how the field finished up. Like I said, overall a good race. I got myself an 11th, walked away with a 16X, unfortunately. Unfortunately, that's just the way some of these races go. Carson Hocevar with a 5th. Big props to Brandon Trost for winning that race. All in all, I would say it was a good, hard-fought race. I think we could have done without some of the cautions if guys would just give each other some space. But overall, like I said, great race. Had a fun time with these guys. Really cool to battle with Carson a little bit in my race, even for the only couple laps we had.